Showtime.
All right. Sure, I got the right day.
Yeah, I'll talk to her again.
Thank you. All right. This regular monthly board meeting of the Morgantown Utility Board will come to order. We have minutes from the last meeting. Everyone has had a chance to read those. Anybody have any comments, corrections? Otherwise,
I move to approve the minutes for the regular meeting of September 21, 2023 as submitted.
I'll second.
okay. The only comment I have is the need to spell Saberton correctly.
So
Sabraton. I'm sure that was the automatic spell check, but it's crazy. So, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. None opposed. All right, motion carries. Public portion. I don't see anyone. Did we get any letters?
No,
nothing to report. Okay. New business. We have none. So we will go to old business, get our updates and our reviews, and I'm no longer acknowledged because I have no name. But that's okay, Tom. We'll be fine. Okay, Cheapview Public Service District.
Okay, so there was the Monongalia County Commission had appointed an individual to be on the board, and there was a conflict, so they're going to have to go back and start that process over again before we can move forward with a board meeting to where they vote in favor of the MUB acquiring the system.
Okay.
So that may take a little bit more time, but I think it'll all work out in the end. It'll be okay.
Okay.
Chair, just a quick question. Mike, on the process of that being incorporated in, does that go to City Council at some point for a final approval vote? Or?
It's not for an approval vote, but for the tariff, we have to go back to City Council, and they'll approve the incorporating that tariff as part of MUB's tariff. There is no outstanding debt, so there are bonds, and so that won't require the city to vote on it. You know, if there was, they would have to.
Okay, but just approving the tariff.
Yeah. So it gets back to City Council for their final approval.
Okay.
And that's a different tariff than the standard MUB tariff, correct?
Right. It's right now. It's the cheap use tariff, and
right.
Then we would
different rate
incorporate.
structure.
Yes, we would incorporate that rate structure into our tariff because the Public Service Commission has set that cost of service already. They just had a 19A case chip not too long ago with the Public Service Commission.
Yes. Just a suggestion, just to ensure there aren't questions from council, just like adding a couple lines to that line item in terms of this is the process of how it'll flow through, will just alleviate, I think, any concerns or questions that might come from the city.
Okay.
No problem, just clarification.
No, good suggestion and good question. Thank you.
Yeah, that'll read it. That could help answer questions that would need to be asked in the future.
Yeah. Good. Okay, thank you. Cheat Lake Wastewater Treatment Plant upgrade.
So we're moving forward. We still have the biweekly design meetings with Strand. I think they're making really good progress. They're getting ready to have another meeting here on tomorrow with us. So we'll find out how much progress has been made in the last couple of weeks. We're still working with West Virginia DEP on the SRF loan, whether to go to a 30-year financing to see if we could be considered for it. So we're hopeful that they will consider that. But we've also have put in an application with U.S. EPA for a loan through the Water Infrastructure Finance and Innovation Act. So we want to make sure that we explore that possibility as well, so we can get the best rate, best terms for the customers.
Good.
I know you had mentioned last month about looking possibly at the private market.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still on the table?
It will still be on the table. Of course, we still have a ways to go before we'll be ready to actually get to that point, but we will. And hopefully interest rates will drop. But if you do go to the private market, you always have the option to refinance.
So would the option not be there with SRF and EPA?
I can't say that I know for certain at this moment.
I wouldn't think so. Okay. So I assume then their rates are hopefully significantly lower than the market.
Mm-hmm.
They are, so that the 20-year rate through SRF is 3%. So it's low, but 30 years is going to be a big help for the ratepayers.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Office renovations, where are we?
Well, we got together after our last board meeting, the staff, to review Omni's layout. We had a few suggestions, and Rich has submitted those to Dave Snyder, and so we're waiting to hear back from him. And once that he has had time to look at our suggestions and make some changes, then I think we'll be in a position for him to come back and present that with the opinion of cost.
Okay. The Flagel Reservoir.
So the outdoor lighting has been installed. I drove down the interstate the other night and took a look over and couldn't see anything lit up. So I'm not sure that it's on yet, but they are there. Do you have anything to add?
No,
Rich?
I don't know that we've verified that they're on, but I would assume they are if they're up. But we'll do that. They have been installed. There's just a little bit of fencing that needs to go up that Kanawha Stone's doing along some of the property lines there along Coben Creek Road. Other than that, we're pretty much done with the project, which is great. And so that section of road we're anticipating being open here in the next couple of weeks.
Now, this is the section coming from where?
We can come from either way. It's just the section where our project was, and so that
It goes up the hill there.
that whole section will be open, so you can come from Upper Coben Creek or regular Coben Creek and make that loop
Okay.
from the pike back to the pike.
Okay.
And just a little update from the city. We're seeking a proposal from HRG and likely others to design the recreational area, water crossing, and Parada Paving's going to spread milling to build a parking lot and add additional gravel along the guardrail. Likely will begin in 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh,
So
all right.
that's coming up soon.
Really soon. All right. First you get the fish in, then you get the gravel in. you
Ready to use
then
it.
you can go there.
Right. And is the lighting designed to go dusk to dawn? Is that kind of what it's?
Yeah,
Purposes.
dusted on, and it's really meant to minimize any light pollution for like the neighbors and surrounding properties. It's
Cool.
it's
Yeah.
Dark sky.
yeah, dark sky. Yeah, exactly.
Great. Well, people should be getting excited. I'm excited. It's beautiful up there.
It'd be nice to go out there and take a tour.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Do another tour. Okay. And
Road trip.
road trip.
Road trip to the
Big road trip.
lake.
Have a picnic.
Well.
Get your pontoon, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Good
how
news
I
on
like
that.
it.
What's that? Oh my. All right, another big project, the Upper Pocono Sanitary and Storm Restoration Project.
So we're still working on the right of ways. I think we have about 28 to go. Our right of way agent, he's been out of town on vacation. I understand he's back this week, so hopefully he's going to make some good progress. And I think we're still waiting on some floodplain permits, Rich, and
That's correct. Yes,
I
I think that's the only permits we're waiting on now are the floodplain permits.
And I think Ken Hacker, our senior engineer in charge of that project, he's reached out to Damien, so to find out where we are there, if he needs any additional information. So I expect those anytime.
Okay.
Are they delayed beyond what you would expect?
I don't know that I'd say that. I
Okay.
just think that it's not finished yet anyway. I mean, the design's not finished. We're not ready to go to
Okay.
bid. So get those in. It's just part of the overall package. Before we want to make sure we have all permits in hand before we bid.
Oh, sure.
Right. Yeah. I think that's the only reason for mentioning it is because that's the last permit, and we wouldn't be able to bid until we get that in.
Yeah.
So but still our design's not 100% yet, so we're not ready to bid now anyway. So.
And the right of ways, we either want to have the right of way in hand, or we would be, making preparations for a condemnation or something. But you don't want to hold up a contractor for that.
And the rights of way are for the residents in that area where it's going to cross their property lines.
Yeah, there's a few business ones, I believe, as well. But mostly it's residential.
Okay, good. Still major work to be done there. All right, EPA Brownfields grant.
Yeah, so Greenbrier Environmental Group, they've completed the quality management plan and the analysis of brownfields cleanup alternatives, and both those documents have been submitted to the EPA, and we are in the process of setting up a public meeting. We have to have that meeting and discuss the project and the analysis of brownfields cleanup alternatives. Once that meeting is held, there's a 30-day public review and comment period. So once we get some dates from Matt Ford with Greenbrier, we'll let the board know what day we're going to have that, and you're welcome to come and attend. You don't have to be there, but they'll do the presentation, and that will start the countdown.
Oh, all right.
But I think we're still on track to, hopefully get things moving in 2024.
Yeah, I think the plant bids and the bid documents for the demolition of the two buildings that are there are really the next big thing that's going to happen, and that we can't go out to bid until that 30-day public review and comment period is over, and we've addressed comments as appropriate for the project, and that gets approved by EPA, and then we can proceed further. So,
had a conversation today with our transportation committee partnership, and mentioned the EPA, the Brownfields grant, the North site came up, and Ella Belling from MRTC has high interest in not only the demo portion and brownfield reclamation, but also the next step with the recreation at the facility. So she was telling me she was going to give me a list of questions. Did not get that this afternoon, but it'd be one I'll let her know when we have this
perfect
public meeting
opportunity
set up. But also probably good for someone to reach out to MRTC as well, just to make sure they're staying abreast of where we are with that. Because she's concerned about one, the short-term impacts on the rail trail being adjoining, but also interested in hearing more about the long-term opportunities once the site's remediated.
I don't anticipate any impact to the rail trail. However, that public meeting will be a great avenue for those folks to, in any other interested party really to come in and learn about the project. But we'll reach out to Ella.
I'm on the MRTC board, so I don't know why she won't mention something to me, but I'll ask her about it also.
And any questions that Mike, if they want to just email those over here, that'd be great. We could address them ahead of time, rather than just waiting till the meeting.
Yeah.
They can send them over anytime. Just contact Rich, and I'll say that again, contact Rich, and we can get that information back. And then lots of times the presentation answers a lot of the questions.
Yeah, true. Okay, good. All right, West Ridge.
Well, as you may have read in the paper and heard on the local radio, the memorandum of understanding between MUB, the Monongalia County Commission, and West Ridge has been signed off on by all the parties. So we are moving forward. We have some right-of-ways to obtain. It looks like we're still on track with E.L. Robinson to bid that project in early 2024.
Wow.
So we are making great progress.
Good.
Corey Jones is doing an outstanding job on this project.
Excellent.
Well, I have to speak on behalf of our board, I think, because this was a very creative solution for the first time to this extent to support development in our region, something that we are committed to, and find it challenging to do sometimes because we don't want to negatively impact our ratepayers. So our partner in this, besides the commission and the developer, was the Water Development Authority, who provided us $1.5 million for water and $1.5 million for sewer, which allowed us to contribute $3 million, or a third of the cost of this project. And so on behalf of the Morgantown Utility Board, we are certainly appreciative and wish the Water Development Authority to know that we want to continue to be good partners with them in the projects of the future. And this is a part of the creative energy that we use here at MUB to find other sources of revenue, grants, and support in ways that prevent us from passing along extraordinary costs to our ratepayers. So we will continue to do that.
I think our investment, the state's investment, everyone's investment will have incredible return
Yes,
for the growth that can happen out there outside by Central Line.
absolutely. So again, we want to thank them for their partnership and helping us to do this, and look forward to the future working with them again. Okay, General Manager's report.
So, Baird Street, we've got a contractor lined up, Landscapes Plus, to repair the asphalt. And so we're going to go ahead and have them do the whole complete job. And so we expect them on in the next couple of weeks, Rich. Yep. So that ought to be good. And so we're excited to get that fixed. And now the Mecca 911 Center, the water and sewer projects. The water project has been, the extension rather, has been constructed. And I think we loaded the pipe today with water. And we've started the disinfection process. And this week it'll be blown off and take our samples and it'll be ready to go. And we're starting on the sewer line now. I think we have about 500 feet. Or we've laid already. Is that we've already installed about 500 feet, and then we start the remaining 1,800 feet.
Yeah, that's correct.
So,
The 500 feet was through the pad area, so we could get out of the way.
Okay.
And we're off the pad now, and so it's just a remaining section. So we'll do some clearing and then start that project probably at the end of the week.
that's designed to be an emergency center, correct? For emergencies.
Tom, I don't know much about the details of the building and what all it's going to be used.
Well, the only
for.
reason why I brought this up is if it was, I would hope that there would be some holding tanks there for water in the event that.
I'm not sure that that's.
I don't know.
I don't believe. I know it's the new headquarters for Mecca. I don't know if they're also planning on it being a shelter type.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
We just make sure they have water and sewage.
Right.
All right.
So we're making good progress.
That brings us to board member issues and discussions. Anyone wish to speak to something? Okay. And so I would like a motion to go into executive session so we can discuss the performance of our general manager on something that we commit to on an annual basis.
I move to convene an executive session of the Board of Directors under the provisions of West Virginia Code Sections 6-9A-4B2 and 12 to discuss personal matters, specifically the annual evaluation of the general manager, as well as to discuss confidential matters and matters which are exempt from disclosure under the West Virginia Freedom of Information Act.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All right.
Oh, question.
Yes.
Will we adjourn upon the completion of this, or will we come back into regular meeting?
I'll come back into general meeting.
Okay, that's what I
And
thought.
then we'll adjourn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, motion carries. Okay. We will vacate the room except for the board during our discussions.
I'd like to have